So let's talk about turning trust into revenue. Before we really start our panel discussion, I just thought I'd give a few minutes to talking about the fundamental, the very basics, the nature of learning relationships and building those with customers. So when we think about what we're trying to do, it's really this. If a customer is going to get better service from us, then we're going to have to know more about that customer. That means that as we move forward with business relationships and customer relationships in the future, we're going to have to get information about customers in order to know more about them, in order to serve them better. And that means that customers are going to want to feel comfortable giving us that information. That's really what today's discussion is all about. The reason that customers will want to give us information and the way we will be serving them better requires us to have capabilities as a company that our parents and grandparents didn't have when they were managing businesses that were very product-oriented and that were really focused on marketing and selling products, of figuring out a product that they could sell and then finding customers for it. But we're focused on finding a customer, getting to know that customer, getting that customer to talk to us, and in that process, learning something about that customer that our competitors don't know, making it possible for us to do something for that customer our competitors don't know how to do. Now, in order to do that, we have to have 4 capabilities which we at Peppers & Rogers Group call IDIC. That really does create a value exchange between the customer and the company. And these capabilities, these IDIC capabilities are these. First, we have to be able to identify an individual customer. That means to recognize that customer, recognize you as you, whether you come to us today through the website or whether you come to us tomorrow through the call center or you visit the store. We don't see those as independent events. We see that as one complete customer. And once we have a complete picture of every customer, then we can go to the second capability. We can differentiate our customers from each other. We'll find out that, frankly, some customers are worth more than others, not only now, but potentially, and therefore deserve more of our resources, even though we will never treat anyone badly. But we also know that customers have different needs from us, and so we differentiate them also by their needs. It's to the extent that I can meet your needs better than my competitors can that I'm able to get more of your business. How do I find out what your needs are? I go to the third capability. I'm able to get customers to interact with me. So instead of just thinking about how to generate a message about my company, I think about how to generate feedback from a customer and another one, and to use that interactivity and accomplish the fourth capability, which is to customize something about what I do. I can only count on building the value of a customer if I'm able to think about how to build my value to that customer. And it's when I take the information about a customer and I do something for that customer that he can't get from anybody else that I'm able truly to build value that he will see. So even if it doesn't mean customizing the product itself today, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it means customizing the invoicing or the way I do the accounting, or maybe it's the way I help you with the communication. Maybe it's making sure that every single message you get from me is actually relevant. But something about my behavior changes toward a customer in order to make sure that that customer is getting something from me that he can't get from any competitor. That means that we're really fundamentally seeing a change between the way that we practiced business back in the 20th century, all those years that started with ones, way back in the 1900s, and the way we'll be practicing it in the future. In the 20th century, the competitive advantage came from product and brand and service. And we still see a lot of companies trying to compete that way. But, you know, the fact of the matter is that the average U.S. consumer is hit by roughly 1 million marketing messages a year. That's nearly 3,000 marketing messages every single day. Now, here's the difficult question. How many of those do you remember just from yesterday? If you spent any time at all on the Internet yesterday, you were hit by several hundred messages more than likely. You know what that comes down to? It comes down to 91.5 billion direct mail pieces sent annually. 19 billion outbound telemarketing calls every month, even after do not call. It means 1.5 billion spam emails that are blocked every day. I can't even imagine how many you're getting through. So what it means is that the competitive advantage that we expect from product and brand and service is no longer enough. Because no matter how great my product, my brand, and my service are, I can't stop my competitor from also offering great product and brand and service. So from now going forward, what we have to count on in the 21st century, the competitive advantage has to come from information. Information I have about this customer and this one that my competitor doesn't have. Now, that means that getting that information is going to be critical, and customers will only give it to me if they believe that I am, in fact, going to protect it.